Still under the breeze, sip with me. I'll pour it hot, so hot. I'll pour it sweet, so sweet. Spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's Yolanda degree, feeling great, spilling tea. Have a seat and join me. Sip some tea, unwind with me. Let's grab a snack and talk some smack. I'm your girl, I got your back. I got the news, I got the views. I bet you can't wait, I know you can't wait to sip this tea. Sip this tea, spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling this tea, spilling and sipping 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 this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's Yolanda degree, shining bright, set the stage. Hollywood dreams, red carpet scenes, glitter and glow, the secrets I know. Drama with flair, I serve it rare. I got the scoop, I got the proof. I know you can't wait, so come and escape and sip this tea. Sip with me, spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling 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 and sipping this tea. Still under the breeze, sip with me. I'll pour it hot, so hot. I'll pour it sweet, so sweet. Spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's Yolanda degree, feeling great, spilling tea. Have a seat and join me. Sip some tea, unwind with me. Let's grab a snack and talk some smack. I'm your girl, I got your back. I got the news, I got the views. I bet you can't wait, I know you can't wait to sip this tea. Sip this tea, spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling this tea, spilling and sipping 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 this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's Yolanda degree, shining bright, set the stage. Hollywood dreams, red carpet scenes, glitter and glow, the secrets I know. Drama with flair, I serve it rare. I got the scoop, I got the proof. I know you can't wait, so come and escape and sip this tea. Sip with me, spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling 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 and sipping this tea. chill under the breeze. Sip with me. I'll pour it hot, so hot. I'll pour it sweet, so sweet. Spilling his tea, spilling and sipping his tea, spilling and sipping his tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's Yolanda the Greek, feeling great, spilling tea. Have a seat and join me. Sip some tea, unwind with me. Let's grab a snack and talk some smack. I'm your girl, I got your back. I got the news, I got the views. I bet you can't wait, I know you can't wait to sip this tea. Sip this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping 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 this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's Yolanda the Great, shining bright, set the stage. Hollywood dreams, red carpet scenes, glitter and glow, the secrets I know. Drama with flair, I serve it rare. I got the scoop, I got the proof. I know you can't wait, so come and escape and sip this tea. Sip with me, spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling 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 and sipping this tea.
Let's go, Diamond Gang. What's up, y'all? I'm back on a late night with another war update. Diamond Gang. Trump gave a press conference and it was a disaster. When I say a disaster, it was a disaster. He said so many deranged thoughts. He even claimed taking down Bin Laden. He needs to be evaluated. That's just the bottom line. He needs an evaluation. And he was asked about his mental state. So if you're new here, welcome. To my subscribers, welcome, and shouts out to my mods. Without further ado, y'all know how we do it, so I'm going to bring up my screen. It's getting bad, gang. Give me 1 second. Let me make this smaller. All right, y'all ready to get into this war update? Let's go.
There are 5 scenarios in which the war could end because Trump is stupid enough to take on what Israel wants.
Pay attention, Diamond Gang. We got a lot of information to go over. Tomorrow it's going to go down.
Wanted to do, which was destroy Iran, but they've bitten off far more than they can chew. So scenario 1 is Iran destroys the Gulf power infrastructure. I think that's highly likely. And if that happens, then Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Dubai, they'll become uninhabitable. And then scenario 2, Iran disables Israel's nukes. I hope that happens, but there's this one. And it scares the shit out of me.
Professor Steve, I have so many questions. What is going on?
So this war is threatening everybody on the planet. And what Trump is doing at the moment is a pump and dump scheme. He's trying to drive up the oil price and exploiting it for his friends and for his own wealth in the process. So people are focusing upon the price of this. But the really important point is the Strait of Hormuz. So oil, fertilizer, helium, all have to pass through the Strait of Hormuz.
And Iran have blocked that gap.
So they can say you do or do not pass, depending on your country's attitude towards our country. And it's quite terrifying because 20 to 30% of our fertilizer comes through this point. But if this is not available, the globe has a famine.
Do you think he will send ground troops in?
Yes, I do. But I'd hate to be one of those troops because it's a suicide mission. They've got underground military units of weapons and troops, but we have no idea of the scale.
Trump keeps saying that the war has been won.
Yeah.
What's going on there in your view?
I think he's been fed propaganda to tell him that he's winning the war by his immediate advisors, because you cannot tell a person like that they've made a mistake.
We'll talk about that as well, but you've developed a bit of a reputation because you're very good at predicting things. So which of these 5 outcomes do you think is most probable to happen?
Oh, God.
Listen, Diamond Gang, Iran believes that when they were out there searching for that second man, that they were on a mission to obtain that uranium, okay? So that's what they believed the dummy mission was to get the uranium. Let's get into some things. They're not budging. They are actually trolling Trump right now online. It's getting crazy. And Trump's mental is just going downhill. He said some crazy things at this press conference. Even to yesterday when he was sitting with the kids and they asked for his autograph. Guys, I got it all. He went on a ramble in front of some kids about Joe Biden. Let's go, Diamond Gang.
What do you say to Americans for not saying the war?
They're foolish because the war's about one thing. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Had we not broken the Barack Hussein Obama agreement, you know what I'm talking about, the Iran nuclear deal. This is years ago.
Diamond Gang, his mind is gone. He's all over the place. Believe me when I say this.
First term, you would have had a total. Israel would have been gone, extinguished. Israel would have been wiped off the face of the earth, and the entire Middle East would have been, at a minimum, in big trouble. But I did it. That was phase 1. We killed Soleimani. Without Soleimani, if they had Soleimani,
I told you guys, once they rescued that second man, I told you they were going to get extra cocky. I told you guys that.
it would be a whole different thing. Maybe we'd still be winning, but it would have been harder because we are obliterating the country. And I hate to do it, but we're obliterating. And they just don't want to say uncle. They don't want to cry, as the expression goes, uncle, but they will. And if they don't, they'll have no bridges. They'll have no power plant.
He's literally threatening war crimes. It's bad.
They'll have no anything. I won't go further because there are other things that are worse than those two. And we might have, well, the thing, if I had my choice, what would I like to do? Take the oil. Because it's there for the taking. There's not a thing they can do about it.
I guarantee you guys, tomorrow, that will be the mission. They're going straight to the Straits of Hormuz. And it's going to be boots on the ground.
Fortunately, the American people would like to see us come home. If it were up to me, I'd take the oil. I'd keep the oil. I would make plenty of money. And I'd also take care of the people of Iran much better than they've been taken care of. It's been a horrible... They've killed...
Listen, his mind is so gone. He said that once he's done with his term, that he is going to go and run for president in Venezuela. This is how he's talking, y'all.
45,000 people as of a month and a half ago. 45,000 protesters. We don't do that. So when if I had my choice, I'd keep the oil. But I also want to make the people of our country happy. I think most people wouldn't understand that.
The presentation that the Trump administration gave us, which is there are these moderates that they're engaging with who are going to make a deal and fracture against the IRGC, is just not based in any actual reality.
They tried it, one last ditch effort. Pakistan spoke to Iran, and Iran said no again today. Again.
Or the facts on the ground. And the Iranians are being very clear about that. Now, what does that tell us? It tells us that obviously that the negotiation is not going to end anytime soon. The talks in Pakistan are not going well. The Iranians are not going to join them. We're going to have to come up with another plan. That's going to take a lot of time.
Listen, they are trolling Trump so hard with jokes talking about they lost the keys to the Strait of Hormuz. It's in the mailbox only for friendly countries. Like, it's getting bad.
Are really far apart. And the whole idea that you're going to find some sort of Delcy Rodriguez type figure who's going to make a deal with the Trump administration to hand over Iran's interests in its oil and its and its sovereignty to Trump to do whatever he wants with is obviously not true at this point.
Look at the fact that we infiltrated Iranian territory. How important is that?
It shows them. I mean, this was deep in this operation. The rescue operation was deep inside Iran. That's where it was conducted, and they couldn't do squat.
This mission was very complex. It was. I can't believe that Iran really thinks that we were over there to get the uranium.
About it, and we're so much more superior militarily, and I mean, heck, we've hit over 15,000 targets at this point, so they have been decimated. I personally think it's going to be boots, at least American special operators on the ground with allies in the region and air cover, and we have to change this the tact of the Tehran government, or we can't leave. Can't leave until the job is done.
So
bingo, we can't leave until the job is done. We are going to be over there for a while, and I told you guys this too for weeks.
So you do believe that we're going to have some boots on the ground?
I just don't see any other way. I mean, Iran is 93 million people. It's 5 times the size of Iraq. It's larger in size than Spain, France, the United Kingdom, and Germany combined. It's massive. 93 million people.
And I told you guys last night, 930,000 military over there.
Invaded Iraq, they had a population of 25 million people. But here's the thing that's in our favor. 80% of the people in Iran hate this regime. So once an action like that is taken, I do believe that people are going to rise up and the IRGC is going to melt away. And then we can see some kind of moderate faction coming out and then eventually
David, tell us where you think we are in this 38th day.
So, Joe, I think we're still balanced between the two fundamental themes of this war. Tactical brilliance of the United States military was demonstrated in a different way with this rescue mission, but it was an amazing.
Diamond Gang, Trump went from nobody got hurt to minimum. So he's still not even telling the truth about the injuries to the soldiers. Feat
of arms showed off our special operations forces the ways they can do things nobody else on the planet can. But it also showed that Iran can withstand our best punch, and has got an asset in the Strait of Hormuz that it's very hard to take away absent diplomacy.
At this point, Iran is willing to tear their own stuff up just so they can cause chaos globally.
Thinking that if Trump did go through with his threat to blow to smithereens every power plant, bridge, etc., that would probably make the Strait of Hormuz impassable for decades. It would leave behind such ruin and rage that the idea of reopening it under any...
So either way it goes, it will not be reopened. So if he does what he says he's going to do, you just heard this guy, it would take decades.
These circumstances would be almost impossible. I'm not sure Trump thinks through the consequences of that action. So we're again at a moment where to me the path out of this towards something.
And you think Iran don't know that? They know that. They know that. That's why they keep saying no to the ceasefire, to the negotiations. They know that.
That will stabilize the region and achieve the basic war goals of the United States requires us to work with our allies towards some kind of diplomatic solution. The idea you can just keep pounding the other guy and he's going to eventually say, okay, that's it. I think the evidence in this war points in a quite different direction.
We have some news right now. Overnight, Donald Trump again posted extremely Islamophobic video and a comment on his Truth Social, amplifying calls against Muslim Americans. This is a real Truth Social post on his.
Diamond Gang, I pulled everything possible When you hear some of the things that he was saying, you're going to be surprised.
His account, what he put is, this is literally the Mall of America, Minnesota. 85% of these people are on welfare. He, quote, posted a video he posted showing a number of Muslim women in hijabs. Now, the video had the song Mad World playing over the video, and appears to be a video at Mall of America. The Trump administration and those around the president have amplified racist and Islamophobic calls against those living in Minnesota, Somalia.
I never thought that I would see the day, never, that our government would even be remotely involved in this type of rhetoric.
Americans living in Minnesota for many months now. And it's critical that you see this and you call it out for what it is. It's Islamophobic. And if any other president did this, once again, 25th Amendment, impeachment, removal. But because it's just Trump, many in the media will say, oh, it's just Trump being Trump. Well, I refuse to do that. So, as always, spread the word. Subscribe to my Substack, link in bio. Follow for more.
This is breaking news. A last-second diplomatic push is happening as we speak to avoid an escalation here in the Middle East, as Pakistan has put together the framework of a ceasefire deal that Iranian diplomats are currently weighing at this hour. This is breaking news. Iran's state news agency says that Tehran is rejecting the latest ceasefire proposal.
Bingo. They rejected that proposal instantly. Instantly. They are literally trolling Trump right now. All day they've been trolling him online.
So put on the table by Pakistan, saying negotiations are entirely incompatible with ultimatums, crimes, and threats of war crimes. President Trump has threatened to escalate the situation here in the Middle East if a deal to reopen the Strait of Hormuz is not struck. Follow for the latest on the war with Iran.
This morning, Iran rejected yet another ceasefire proposal as the United States and Israel carried out a new wave of attacks, taking the lives of dozens of civilians, targeting energy infrastructure, and even a university. Iran was the first to respond to the proposal today.
But listen to this. Guess who gave Iran a list of targets, U.S. targets to hit? And I'm going to show you guys that. Russia. Thanks for hitting the like. I ain't even have to ask. Please, y'all, hit the like, hit the like. Y'all know I love likes. Yeah, it's not about a super chat. It's not about a super sticker. Yeah, just a like, a cash app, just a like will do. But there's a list of targets, okay? U.S.-based targets. Russia gave Iran the list of targets. So this is going to escalate more than ever. Okay. All right, let's go, Diamond Gang.
With the foreign minister saying the ceasefire proposal is illogical and unacceptable. He said the U.S. and Israel have no red lines and that Iran cannot participate in any negotiations under threat. He added that Iran's national security is the main factor in agreeing to any talks and that Iran is defending it with all of its might. He mentioned that Iran had a very bitter experience of negotiating with the United States, saying, "We did not gain this experience simply to ignore it. Negotiation is in no way compatible with ultimatums, crimes, or threats to commit war crimes." At the same time, Israel and the United States seem to be proving him right.
I'm going to tell y'all right now, Trump, it's a lose-lose either way. It's a lose-lose. Globally, it's a lose-lose.
Carrying out a new wave of attacks on Iran, taking the lives of more than 25 people and hitting the South Pars natural gas field. They even struck what's known as the MIT of Iran, with reports showing that they've hit more than 30 universities since hostilities began February 28th. It's obvious when you attack a country as you're in the middle of negotiating with them, they're probably not going to trust you in the future.
Iran is now publicly trolling Donald Trump online.
All right, here we go. Here we go with the trolling. Hey, No Flesh, how are you? Good to see you.
As he spirals out of control. And there are many examples of this. For example, today, the Iran embassy in Zimbabwe responded to Trump's post on Truth Social, where he threatened Iran with war crimes, saying, "We've lost the keys." And this is in reference to opening the Strait of Hormuz. They don't have the keys to open it. And it actually didn't stop there, because the Iran embassy in South Africa chimed in as well to that post, saying, "Shh, the keys under the flower pot just open for friends. And then yesterday, again, the Iran embassy in Zimbabwe said, Trump, please talk. We are bored. They are just completely mocking him. And final example, Iran posted this. The regime change happened successfully, MAGA, and they posted photos of different military officials and generals.
Diamond Gang, I told you guys about that. We claimed that we wanted regime change for them. And guess what? That mass firing that Pete Hegseth did, yeah, that purge, that was a damn near regime change for us. So they're mocking us right now.
That have been fired by Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump during this whole war, indicating regime change here. And these posts are getting millions of views, hundreds of thousands of likes. It is embarrassing for the United States. Donald Trump portrays himself as a big, strong guy who everybody is scared of, and yet Iran is trolling him brutally online right now. And he's got—
Listen, Diamond Gang, they are thinking of invoking the 25th Amendment. They don't believe that he is mentally stable right now, okay? So that's what we're facing right now. He spoke like a madman today, and it was not good.
Nothing.
Is Iran trolling Trump? Now, some of its tongue-in-cheek responses from its embassies to President Trump's profanity-laced social media post might seem that way. Iran's embassy in India posted on X, quote, swearing and throwing insults are how sore loser brats behave. Get a grip on yourself, old man. The Iranian embassy in the UK quoted the common proverb, it is—
And he thought that he was going to be able to bully them and to back them down. I keep telling you guys this, their mental is on a whole different level. They think of war a whole different way than we do.
It's better to keep your mouth closed and let people think you are a fool than to open it and remove all doubt. Iran's embassy in Zimbabwe listed examples of what presidential decorum should look like. Senior Iranian officials did respond with their own threats to Trump's ultimatum, saying that the Strait of Hormuz will remain closed until Iran receives war reparations. There is always a propaganda battle during any war, but this time Iran has been matching President Trump's presence on social media.
Every time he posts, this is when they start doing this. And I mean, I was online all day watching this. It was nonstop.
Him over his recent post.
Donald Trump was just asked how it's not a war crime to strike power plants and bridges in Iran, to which he responds, they're animals. Take a look at this.
How would it not be a war crime to strike Iran's bridges and power plants? Because they killed 45,000 people in the last month. More than that. I think it could be as much as 60. They kill protesters. They're animals.
He's, of course, inflating the numbers, but even if the numbers were accurate, that would still not justify committing a war crime. But after saying all that, he went on to give one of the worst press conferences I've ever seen in my life. He said,
Diamond Gang, when you see, thanks for hitting a like, when you see the conversation that he was having with these children, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about.
Polling higher than anyone has ever polled in Venezuela. So after I'm finished with this, I can go to Venezuela. I'll learn Spanish. It won't take long. I'm good at language. I will go to Venezuela.
Did you hear that? He wants to become the president of Venezuela. So he said he's going to move there, learn how to speak Spanish. And I mean, he was serious. He took credit for unaliving Osama bin Laden. That did not happen with him. His mind is gone. That happened with Obama, y'all. He's literally losing his mind in real time in front of us. And he was serious. He said that he had taken out Osama bin Laden. Don't believe me? Just watch.
I'm going to run for president. He even claimed the Iranian citizens actually want the United States and Israel to commit war crimes by bombing their infrastructure, saying, please keep bombing me. He also seemingly threatened to use nuclear weapons here, saying the entire—
Did y'all hear that? Because I got it. He said that the people of Iran is saying, please keep bombing us. Like, this is insane. I got to take it back some. Hold on. This is insane. Insane.
Iran can be taken out in one night, and that night might be tomorrow night. Trump is playing games with all of our lives right.
Let me go back. Yeah, he is.
Go to Venezuela. I'll learn Spanish. It won't take long. I'm good at language. I will go to Venezuela. I'm going to run for president. He even claimed the Iranian citizens actually want the United States and Israel to commit war crimes by bombing their infrastructure, saying, please keep bombing me. He also seemingly threatened to use nuclear weapons here, saying the entire country of Iran can be taken out in one night, and that night might be tomorrow night. Trump is playing games with all of our lives right now. If he decides to wipe out Iran, that's going to lead to even more escalation and more than likely a third world war.
Now listen to how he's speaking to these innocent children that don't know what is going on right now in this world. Just as innocent. Listen to this.
Biden would use the auto pen. He'd have an auto pen following him. You know, Joe Biden. He didn't sign. He was incapable of signing his name. So they'd follow him around with this big machine. You know what it was called? An auto pen. And he'd have the auto pen signed for him. He'd take the paper, hand it to his guys, they'd sign it with an auto pen, give it back. Not too good, right? Get it signed.
Why is he having a conversation with these kids about Joe Biden and how stupid he is? This is insane. I would have snatched my kid up so fast.
Okay. The fake news.
I made Air Force.
Who likes the fake news? Does anybody like the fake news?
No.
Who likes the fake news? Does anybody like the fake news? Diamond Gang, it is real. Guess what I did? I isolated his voice so that you can hear it. It's very real, and it's going to come up again, actually on a news clip that I have. They're going to play it as well. It's real. What I did was, so you couldn't hear all the screaming, is I used CapCut and hit isolate voice. That's why it sounds that way.
We have some news right now. Donald Trump is now getting more heat, this time for ranting to kids at an Easter.
Again, ranting to kids. I know y'all don't want to hear the truth about this man. I know y'all don't, but it's real.
Egg roll at the White House about former Vice President Kamala Harris being low IQ and the fact that she didn't get any votes from the egg industry.
So you think that was appropriate for him to have that type of conversation with children about Kamala Harris having low IQ and not getting that many votes? These are kids.
Can't really make this up even if I tried.
How did I do with the voters that do eggs? Did you say 100% or 90%? 100%. Did anybody in the egg industry vote for Kamala? A low IQ person. She's a low IQ person.
She's a low IQ person. Did you guys hear him? Around a bunch of kids. Now on this clip, I didn't isolate his voice. Let's go.
Who's a lower IQ person, Biden or Kamala? That's probably the toughest question. That's a tough question.
You literally hear little kids yelling, "Mommy," and he's standing there. They're listening to the president of the United States, and he's asking them who's lower IQ, the former vice president or the former president. Now, Jake Tapper and folks in the news may just say, "Oh, this is."
Put a one in the chat if you are okay with the president of the United States making these comments around kids. Put a 2 in the chat if you're not okay with it. This is disturbing.
Trump being Trump and excuse this, but if Biden did this, they would be calling it out. And so I need to call it out because it's important to do so. Spread the word, follow for more.
The president's latest demands on Iran and his language are drawing scrutiny and criticism. CBS's Torian Small is at the White House.
Get ready because there's plenty more. I made sure to get plenty of clips on the deranged things that he was saying today.
With reaction from some lawmakers. Torian.
Good evening, Jerica. For the first time since he addressed the nation on Wednesday, we saw the president, but it's this curse-laden social media post that's drawing attention. The president visited his Virginia golf club today shortly after lobbing that profanity-laced threat at Tehran that he's going to start bombing bridges and power plants on Tuesday. Iranian Parliament Speaker Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf responded on X, calling Trump's threats reckless and telling the president, quote, "You won't gain anything through war crimes." In Washington, the president's post drawing
that part. When has it ever been okay? When has it ever been okay?
condemnation.
This is outrageous behavior from this president.
And there's no amount of cursing or boasting or tough talk that will cover up for the fact that this president didn't have a rationale and he doesn't really have a plan.
Bingo. Bingo. No plan, no exit strategy. This is a war of choice.
Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene called the president, quote, insane. The president's demands to reopen the strait appear to contradict what he said just a few days ago. Let other countries fight over the waterway.
We don't need it. We haven't needed it, and we don't need it.
The former head of U.S. Central Command, Frank McKenzie, telling Face the Nation Trump likely won't blink first.
I would say the Iranians would be very well served to listen to President Trump when he says he's going to hit them, because he's proven that he's willing to do that.
An Iranian spokesman said today the strait would be reopened only after Tehran receives compensation for war damages. Tarika?
And they're not budging.
Small at the White House.
We have some news right now. Overnight, more lawmakers have come out calling for the 25th Amendment. The latest is Congresswoman Melanie Stansbury saying the emperor.
This right here needs to be done. This right here. Okay? So I told you guys last night, he falls under Section 4. If the president is unable to do the job and won't or can't declare it, the vice president plus a majority of the cabinet can declare the president unable. Then the VP becomes acting president. All right, let's get it. If the president disputes it, then Congress decides.
Has no close. Time for the 25th Amendment. Congress and the cabinet must act. She follows Congressman Yasmin Ansari, Senator Chris Murphy, and others across the political spectrum who have over the past 24 hours just said that Donald Trump has become completely unhinged. Even Donald Trump's own former.
If you think this is cool, it's not. If you think this is okay, it's not. If you think that it's cute or it's just Trump being Trump, it's not okay.
Communications director Anthony Scaramucci says it was at this point that our founders thought the best thing to do would be to remove a madman who has the executive office. It became more formalized with the 25th Amendment, but more people now should be calling for this man's removal. Now, like I said multiple times, the 25th Amendment is not just going to be imposed by Congress. That's not how it works. It requires the cabinet to turn on Trump, so it's unlikely to happen. But more and more people are waking up to Donald Trump being just completely unhinged lately. I'll have another update for you shortly. As always, spread the word. Subscribe to my Substack link in bio display.
Don't forget, gang, we got thousands and thousands and thousands of troops over there. And he's playing with their damn lives. This is not a game.
For my work, follow along for all the news you need to know about. More to come very soon.
Oh, it's absolutely disgusting. They need to plead the 25th. They need to impeach this man, take his phone away, he is unfit. It's utterly disgraceful. Because I tell you when the Strait of Hormuz was open, before they bombed Iran for absolutely no reason, we've seen people resign in America, top people just saying there was absolutely no threat of anything nuclear. Let's be clear, this is Netanyahu's idea. He was like, you'll be in and out in...
Bingo, that's it. And I've been telling you guys this the entire time.
4 days. The fact that this has been started, and if you look at who made the decision, an ex-Fox News host, basically an estate agent, his son-in-law, and him, there were no military people who were actually consulted as to what the repercussions would be. And
bingo, no military people consulted prior to. Okay, Israel hit and we followed suit. He was the only president foolish enough to do this.
Now the whole globe is going to be suffering. And I tell you what, he's ruined America. He has ruined America, because what we're not talking about is the fact that Japan have done a deal with Iran to buy oil from them in Chinese currency. So we've had the petrodollar since 1974, when Nixon made it so that all oil should be bought in dollars. We are going to see the whole world change as a result of this. You've got the US allies in the Middle East going, why would we have US air bases now?
Our money is just, it's not going to amount to anything real soon.
You know, because the Iranians have been planning for this for decades, and they're going for energy, they're going for infrastructure, they're going for all of this. So to see this man with
that part, and I've been telling you guys this, they've been planning on this for decades, for years, on top of years, on top of years. And Trump didn't think it through, didn't have a plan B, nothing.
his F-bombs, it's disgraceful.
Yeah. I mean, we saw Putin and Russia over the weekend urging America to stop with the ultimatums. How do you think it comes to something when Russia's giving advice on how to handle something diplomatic?
President Trump has set a new deadline of 8:00 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow night for Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz.
And it's not working. His little threats, they're not working.
Hormuz and allow oil tankers to pass through. If that doesn't happen, he warned that, quote, hell will rain down, which was one in a series of threats he issued this Easter weekend. As his deadline ticks closer, President Trump raised the stakes Sunday, warning Iran, if no deal happens, we're blowing up the whole country. To emphasize his point, the president posted video of this nighttime strike on Tehran and threatened to take down every power plant and bridge in the country.
War crimes, again.
Trump also posted this profane Easter morning ultimatum, quote, open the expletive strait, you crazy bastards, or you'll...
Who gets up on Easter Sunday and does this type of mess?
Be living in hell. Iran's parliament speaker called the threats reckless, adding, you won't gain anything through war crimes. But the former head of U.S. Central Command told Face the Nation the Iranians should take Trump seriously.
The Iranians would be very well served to listen to President Trump when he says he's going to hit them, because he's proven that he's willing to do that.
The president insisted his top negotiators, Stephen Witkoff and Jared Kushner, are having productive talks with Iran, and claimed there's a...
No, they're not. They don't trust those two at all. They're talking to Pakistan.
Good chance they can make a deal. According to multiple reports, both sides have received a proposal from regional countries that would implement a 45-day ceasefire and immediately reopen the Strait of Hormuz. But it's still unclear.
Again, they denied it.
If the U.S. and Iran would agree to it. And some lawmakers argue Iran is unlikely to relinquish its stranglehold on the Strait of Hormuz as rising gas prices give the Iranians leverage. Amid all the warnings this weekend, Trump also said this, that tomorrow will be, quote, power plant day and bridge day if the strait is still closed. Comments like that have alarmed some international law experts who say intentional attacks on civilian infrastructure like bridges and power plants would constitute a war crime.
We have some serious news right now. This is
what it looks like.
Video from Sharif University in Tehran, Iran, following intense bombings by the United States and Israel overnight. This is Iran's top science and engineering institution, and as one American congresswoman put it, it's akin to the American MIT. Completely destroyed. Congresswoman Yasmin Ansari, who is an Iranian American, one of the only Iranian American members of Congress, says Sharif University is Iran's MIT. They've produced a huge number of engineers who've gone on to Silicon Valley and founded some of the most successful American tech companies. Why are we bombing a university in a city of 10 million people? It comes this morning as Israel strikes on Iran are escalating, targeting petrochemical facilities across the country. Israel has struck Iran's largest petrochemical facility this morning. There was a fire that was since brought under control. We're now nearing Donald Trump's deadline of tomorrow at 8 p.m. There are no negotiations happening right now. We'll see what happens next, but this is serious. Spread the word.
And Diamond Gang, I watched it all the way and up until the time it was time for me to go on. Still no negotiations. Thank you guys for hitting a like. I appreciate you guys.
Follow along for more.
Here we are today in Western Tehran in a very...
The Iranians are worried for the future after war as Trump threatens to strike civilian infrastructures. Let's go, Diamond Gang.
Huge and main sports complex called Azadi Sports Complex. It has hosted many international sports events, and it was targeted in the very early days of the war. Some casualties have been reported. As the war is going on and it's getting escalated, many places...
Now, you just heard me play a clip of Trump saying that they wanted Trump. Oh, keep bombing us. But you see clearly this clip here, the Iranians are worried.
It's like this, the sports centers, the schools, and worse than that, infrastructure like bridges, like factories are getting targeted. It makes people more and more worried about the consequences of this war and how it's going to affect their future. Israel and the US are claiming that they are targeting precisely the military installations.
That is a lie. That is a lie. They are targeting whatever the hell they want to.
It might be true, but what we see as a reality on the ground is that many civilians are getting hurt because of that. Maybe just because they are living next to these installations, and even in some occasions, they are not quite close to those installations.
Here is Karaj, a city west of Tehran. And this bridge is called B1 Bridge. It has been targeted. The war eventually will finish someday, but this kind of scars will remain.
It's going to be a while, because here's the deal. If they seize Clark Island, they're going to have to maintain it. You can't just seize it and go. We're going to be over there for a good while.
For a long time in Iran. Iranian economy was shattered already even before this war, but now everyone is getting more worried about their future with what might this war bring for them.
We have some news right now. Melania Trump, the first lady, was asked about...
Now listen to this. Listen to this. What Melania had to say made no sense, y'all.
Protecting children in Iran amid the bombing campaign. She said that the bombing is happening to protect them in the future. And then Donald Trump proceeded to say that they're doing everything they can to protect children in Iran, seemingly not talking about the fact that a United States strike killed dozens of children at an all-girls school in the first days of the war in southern Iran. Take a listen.
A news conference in a little while. What would you like to ask her?
What she wants to say, first lady, can you tell us your message to children who find themselves?
Well, all of this is happening for their future, so they will be safe in years to come.
I think for children that are now in a war zone, we're keeping them as safe as we can possibly keep them. But we're fighting for their parents, their
Meanwhile, the start of the war, what did they do? Bomb a school, unaliving many children and their parents and teachers.
Says we're keeping them as safe as we can possibly keep them. That's not true. Melania Trump is saying that we're doing this to protect them for years to come. That's also not true based on what we've seen so far. Spread the word, follow for more.
We're doing it for oil. Let's go.
Wow, Trump's press conference is one for the books. Wild stuff coming out of there. He's acknowledged that Iran's military was very powerful. And then we learned that there were hundreds of commandos in this operation. Not just 100, hundreds. They wouldn't even say how many exactly. Then we learned that an A-10 went down in this operation, was hit by enemy fire, and the pilot had to fly over friendly territory, eject.
Again, Diamond Gang. Iran believes that we were over there to recover uranium. I don't know how they came up with that conclusion.
And then the plane crashed. So we also lost an A-10, and we're learning that they were able to identify the pilot, the weapons officer, using apparently advanced satellite technology, they had to wait until he moved a significant amount to positively ID him, and he was high up in the mountains, and they used this disinformation campaign to keep Iranian forces off his track. And we're learning how dangerous this was. Trump said that not all of the members of the military were on board with this operation. There were people within the ranks that did not want to do it because it was so dangerous. And then he went on to say that he is going to run for president of Venezuela, that he's polling higher than anyone else there. Guys, truly bonkers stuff. And he went back and forth saying no one was injured in the operation to there were some minor injuries and everyone's going to be fine. So guys, we're not even sure how many people were actually.
Listen, guys, I got quite a few clips of that press conference. He was all over the place. He sounded just out of it.
Injured in this operation. It sounds like quite a bit because every aircraft took fire. They said every person, the contingent forces, everyone in Iran had small weaponry firing at our aircraft in this operation. So there had to be more injuries. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Like, share, spread the word, follow, subscribe, and I'll see you back here.
I told you guys they were lying about that. They're lying about the injuries. They're lying.
Here for the 411.
We have some news right now. Donald Trump just finished one of the most unhinged press conferences that I think I've seen of him of a long time. Everything from him claiming that he may run for president of Venezuela, to threatening to jail a journalist, to sending Iran back to the Stone Age, and much more. Let me break it down for you in under 2 minutes. Donald Trump's press conference was concerning the war in Iran and specifically the operation to...
When he said he had taken out bin Laden, I was done. I was so done.
Rescue the service member in Iran. It started on message, and then he went to start threatening to jail a journalist of a media company, a company that reported that there was a second service member that had not yet been rescued. And he wants to know who leaked that information to the journalist, and the journalist doesn't give it up. He will jail that journalist. Can't do that. Then he went on to say that he may consider running for president of Venezuela. I'm serious. I'm not making this up because he has highest poll numbers in Venezuela he's ever seen. He's great at language. He says he's going to learn Spanish and potentially run. Probably being a little facetious over there. He said that Kim Jong-un called Joe Biden a mentally R-word person and proceeded to repeat that multiple times.
This is some crazy, sick stuff.
Says that he doesn't want to talk about what's off limits, but that by 12 o'clock midnight tomorrow night, he could theoretically bomb all power plants and bridges in Iran. And he was asked about his own mental health being examined and says he hasn't heard about any issues with his own mental health. Quote,
and I do have that clip.
You're going to have more people like me. Spread the word, follow for more.
The people of Venezuela, they say if I ran for president of Venezuela, I'm polling higher than anybody has ever polled in Venezuela. So after I'm finished with this, I can go to Venezuela. I will quickly learn Spanish. It won't take too long. I'm good.
Who thinks this is normal behavior? Who thinks this is normal behavior?
Language. And I will go to Venezuela. I'm going to run for president. But we're very happy with the president-elect that we have right now. The people that are running it was so easy. I terminated.
This is it. This is where Trump claims credit for unaliving bin Laden, who was unalived under Obama. Something is going on.
That and then the B-2 bombers. And I did one other thing. I had killed Qasem Soleimani, who was an evil genius. And the reason I did it, I heard he was going to knock out 5 of our military bases. And had he lived, I believe we would be fighting perhaps a different.
Do y'all hear him? Oh my God. This is insane. I got to take this back a little bit. This is insane. His mind is gone.
Say if I ran for president of Venezuela, I'm polling higher than anybody has ever polled in Venezuela. So after I'm finished with this, I can go to Venezuela. I will quickly learn Spanish. It won't take too long. I'm good at language. And I will go to Venezuela. I'm going to run for president. But we're very happy with the president-elect that we have right now. The people that are running it was so easy. I terminated that, and then the B-2 bombers. And I did one other thing. I had killed Qasem Soleimani, who was an evil genius. And the reason I did it, I heard he was going to knock out 5 of our military bases.
Someone that can lie like this is dangerous. Do you understand? He's dangerous.
And had he lived, I believe we would be fighting perhaps a different Iran right now, because he's never been replaced, you know. And I did one other, but this one was not picked up. Osama bin Laden. If you read my book, I said you got to take him out 1 year before the World Trade Center came down. So I wish you'd read the book.
Like this dude, oh my goodness, this is insane.
But it's amazing when I see some of the stupid people like, you know, AOC plus 3, all that group. They talk about, freedom for Iran. They don't tell you the real facts. Women, men, gays. How about gays for Iran?
Who thought that comment was okay? Gays for Iran. Like he was, I don't know what he was on today.
They kill the gays. They throw them off buildings. So I wonder what's going on. I can only say this. They want us to keep bombing, even if it jeopardizes, because their life is in much greater danger. They want freedom for Iran, but it's very hard for them to protest.
Now, I just showed you guys that clip. And the guy said the Iranians was worried about the war. They didn't say what he's saying. This is crazy.
So I actually tell them, I said, don't go out. I fully understand. They're very good bullshit artists. That's why for 47 years they've been bullshitting other presidents, and they haven't done the job.
No, that's not the case. This is the only president that was dumb enough to listen to Israel. That's it. That's all.
And people are living in hell. You live in that country, they're living in hell. No, I think that 47 years of this stuff is long enough.
In order for Iran to successfully meet your deadline tomorrow, do they have to make a deal, open the strait, or both?
We have to have a deal that's acceptable to me. And part of that deal is going to be, we want free traffic of oil. And
that's not going to happen. I'm telling you guys that right now.
Everything else.
To our adversaries watching.
They are also trolling Pete Hegseth, and we'll get into that later as well. They're not just trolling Trump. They're trolling him.
From Tehran, let this be a clear message. The United States military will go anywhere.
How do you do a purge in the middle of a war, and some of them don't even have replacements? So who's leading us?
At any time to protect our own and complete the mission. We execute with precision. We control the skies. You see, we flew for 7 hours in daylight over Iran to get the first pilot.
I told you guys yesterday, because they achieved this rescue, these two, him and Trump, was going to get super cocky. I told y'all that. And look, cocky.
And we flew 7 hours in the middle of the night to get the second. And Iran did nothing about it. We fight with honor, and under President Trump's leadership, we win. Per the president's direction, today will be the largest volume of strikes since day one of this operation. Tomorrow, even more than today. And then Iran has a choice. Choose wisely, because this president does not play around. You can ask Soleimani, you can ask Maduro, you can ask.
He got rid of people with hundreds of years combined of experience, military experience. This dude, I'm going to keep saying it, was booted out of the military.
Ask Khamenei.
And we're here today to celebrate the success of one of the largest, most complex, most harrowing combat searches. I guess you would call it a search and rescue mission ever attempted by the military. Generally, when planes are knocked down in war, especially when you're fighting.
Diamond Gang, I did get this full speech. As far as the rescue mission, I want you guys to pay attention to the way he's speaking. He's all over the place, using the wrong terminology. He's just all over the place. Don't have the right words.
A strong group, an evil group. You can't really do this because you send in 200 men to pick up one. Then it's something that's usually not attempted as much as you want to attempt. And bad things happen to that one or two. And in this case, we did two, and might not have been attempted before, but we did. And we got.
He's talking in circles.
We had great talent. We got a little luck too, I would say. And we were helped by a lot of people, a lot of great people. And it was an honor to be involved with it. It's very historic. This is a rescue that's very historic. It'll go down in the books. Late Thursday night, an American F-15 fighter jet went down deep inside enemy territory in Iran while participating in Operation Epic Fury, where we're doing unbelievably well, well at a level that nobody's ever seen before.
That's another lie.
The entire country can be taken out in one night, and that night might be tomorrow night. Both members of the crew ejected from the aircraft and landed alive. On Iranian soil, I immediately was asked to make a decision. I ordered the U.S. Armed Forces to do whatever was necessary to bring our.
Now, I want you guys to listen as he tells this story. And I'm telling you, they are not telling us how many soldiers was hurt in this mission. They're not telling the truth about it.
Our brave warriors back home, a risky decision, because we could have ended up with 100 dead as opposed to 1 or 2. It's a hard decision to make. But in the United States military, we leave no American behind. We don't do it. Within hours, our armed forces deployed 21 military aircraft into hostile airspace, many flying at very low altitude, being shot by bullets. You bring rifles into play when you're going that low, but there are also certain advantages. And in broad daylight over Iran for 7 hours, at times facing very, very heavy enemy fire. We have a helicopter that's got a lot of bullets in it. It's amazing. We just realized how good those.
I swear, him and Pete Hegseth act like they're playing a video game, and I can't stand it.
Those weapons are, those are machines. Nobody has the equipment that we have, and nobody has the military that we have, not even close. We're the most powerful military anywhere in the world by far. The flight crews and warfighters aboard those aircraft took extraordinary risks to rescue their fellow service members. This first wave of
Diamond Gang, I got 64 likes with 371 people in the room. Can you guys get me to 100 likes, please? That's it. That's all. I'm not asking for a Cash App, Super Chat, nor Super Sticker. Just a like will do. Thank you.
Search and rescue forces successfully located the pilot of the F-15, and he was extracted from enemy territory by an HH-60 Jolly Green 2 helicopter. Fabulous machine as our warriors faced gunfire at very close range. It's amazing that when you look at the machinery, what happened, that nobody was even injured. Meanwhile, these.
Bingo. He said nobody was injured. He gave a different statement. Never the truth.
Second crew member, a weapons system officer, highly respected colonel, had landed a significant distance away from the pilot. When you're going at those speeds, even if you go out 2 or 3 seconds later, it's miles and miles away because you're going fast. He was injured quite badly and stranded.
Bingo. He was, oh no, he's talking about the second guy. Sorry, gang. Let's go.
In an area teeming with terrorists from the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps rough group, as well as besieged militia and local authorities. Many, on top of everything else, they told the communities actually within inside of Iran, the people of Iran, they were given a tremendous incentive to find this pilot. Despite the peril, the officer followed his training and climbed into the treacherous mountain terrain.
He definitely did. I am definitely proud of them for this one.
And started climbing toward a higher altitude, something they were trained to do in order to evade capture. They want to always go as far away from the site of the shoot down. You want to go as far away because they all head right to that site. You want to be as far away as you can. And he was injured, and
He don't know. He never served a day in the military. He just saying whatever.
an amazing, amazing thing. He scaled cliff faces, bleeding rather profusely, treated his own wounds, and contacted American forces to transmit his location. They have a very sophisticated beeper type apparatus that is on them at all times. And when they go out on these missions, they make sure they have lots of battery space and they're in good shape. And this one worked really well, amazingly, saved his life. We immediately
Now that's true. It definitely saved his life. Come on, Diamond Gang. I only need what? Okay, I need 20 more likes. Thank you, thank you.
mobilized a massive operation to retrieve him from the mountain holdout. And he kept going higher and higher. The mountain kept getting rougher and rougher and really very, very hard to find. The second rescue mission involved 155 aircraft, including 4 bombers, 64 fighters, 48 refueling tankers, 13 rescue aircraft, and more. We were bringing them all over, and a lot of it was subterfuge.
This was serious, y'all.
Wanted to have them think he was in a different location because they had a vast military force out there. Thousands of people were looking. So we wanted them to look in different areas. So we were scattered it all over like we were right on top of them. We had 7 different locations where they thought, and they were.
Now, damn again, you hear them 7 different locations. When I play these couple of clips, you're going to hear how they believed that we were there and we gave the fake out mission to obtain the uranium. That's not possible. I can't see it.
Were very, very confused. They said, well, wait a minute, they've got groups here, they've got groups there. It's an amazing thing. I was listening to these great people, these great generals, General Raisin Kane, who's amazing, and Pete Hegseth was amazing. But I listened to the whole thing. It was pretty amazing. So they had all these different sites where everybody thought he was located. We think we have him over there because they have 9 planes circling a little area that's 25 miles down the coast. So in a breathtaking show of skill and precision, lethality and force, America's military descended on the area, the real area, engaged the enemy, rescued the stranded officer, destroyed all threats, and exited Iranian territory while taking no casualties of any kind. The heroic F-15 weapons system officer had evaded capture on the ground in Iran for almost 48 hours. That's a long time when you're in tough shape and when you're bleeding.
Definitely. 48 hours is a long time. You get nervous after the first 24. All right, let me bring up my second video, y'all, so you guys can hear the how they're saying that they thought that we were there for the uranium. Give me 1 second, gang. Let me bring it up. Get you the second video. All right, let's go. All right, let's get it. Oh no, hold on, gang. I forgot to put it up under my list. Give me 1 second. And I'll get it under there. Please hit the like, hit the like, hit the like, Diamond Gang, hit the like. I forgot to put the video up under my playlist. So let me put it up under the playlist really quick. Oh no, I'm playing a video now. Let's see. Playlist. Here we go. Bingo. Got it. All right, let's get it. Take this down. Oh, hold on, gang. Sorry. I should have.
A number of high-ranking Republicans are now calling for Donald Trump to be removed.
Okay, let's go. We can get into it.
A number of high-ranking Republicans are now calling for Donald Trump to be removed from office over his very clear health decline. And the calls are growing by the hour. Yesterday, Marjorie Taylor Greene posted this, which you might have seen by now. Everyone in his administration that claims to be a Christian needs to fall on their knees and beg forgiveness from God and stop worshiping the president and intervene in.
I need 9 more likes. Come on, Diamond Gang. Get me 9 more likes. Let's go.
Trump's madness. I know all of you and him, and he has gone insane, and all of you are complicit. Anthony Scaramucci, who used to work in Trump's administration, responded to the Easter Post as well, saying, "It was at this point that our founders thought the best thing to do would be to remove a madman who is the executive office. It became more formalized with the 25th Amendment, but more people now should be calling for this man's removal." Candace Owens even got involved, saying Congress needs to move to have the Mad King Trump removed. All of our lives may depend upon other countries realizing that Trump is deeply unwell and surrounded by religious fanatics who have convinced him that he is a messiah. We are in uncharted territory. Leaders need to.
That part. He thinks he is a messiah, Diamond Gang.
Act accordingly. And of course, we also saw yesterday Dr. Vin Gupta, a highly respected medical doctor, saying that Trump is exhibiting all the signs of dementia. Things continue to get worse for Donald Trump. I mean, we've all known now, but even the Republicans are starting to realize it, and that's how you know it's bad.
I don't think he's increasing the pressure he thinks he's doing. He's actually revealing the limits that we have.
That part. He think he's applying pressure.
Have right now. The only thing that can be done, and he's very frustrated by this, which is why he used the F word. He's frustrated because he has no choice. If he wants this war to ever be seen as successful, if he wants to at all get his strategic goals, because if he walks away with the Iranians using the Strait of Hormuz as a toll road, then he actually set the entire world back with his decision. And
bingo, listen to this. Diamond Gang, remember they are charging $2 million a pop for some ships to pass through, okay, through the straits. Let's go.
Did nothing in return, did not help the Iranian people, nothing. So he knows he's probably going to have to order ground troops in order to secure the Strait of Hormuz, to have any leverage over this, because right now he is.
Based on the rantings over the weekend, based on the press conference today, based on.
And that is why he's crashing out right now, y'all. This is why.
On the things he's saying, which are obviously against the law. I think 2 things are happening. First of all, the president is becoming increasingly enamored with the power of American military. And secondly, he believes that he can use it in any way he wants without regard to international law, the laws of land warfare, the Geneva Convention, or just straight out morality, being a moral person with values. So it's increasingly concerning that he is stating some of these things, and the way he's stating them are true indicators that something is amiss in his personality or his approach to the presidency, the greatest power in the world.
That part right there, Trump, he's going way too far.
The second problem is that we basically have a situation where a foreign government can lead us into wars.
Bingo, there go BB. This is who led us right into it. And he's been known, and I showed you guys this 2 weeks ago. He's been known to lie and drag other countries into wars.
That are not in the American national interest. It's really quite remarkable what's going on here. If you look at President Trump and the decision-making process that took place here, it's quite clear that he explicitly said that he would rely on what Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff told him about the state of the negotiation.
Did y'all hear that? That's who he relied on. That's why he made his decision to go into this, based off of these two that have no military background.
Well, we just learned from an article in The Guardian yesterday that a man named Jonathan Powell who is the national security advisor in Britain. I want to emphasize that. He's the national security advisor in Britain, and he was present at the U.S. Iranian negotiations right before the war started on February 28th.
Bingo, right before the war started. Remember, gang, and I say this every live stream, 6 rounds of negotiations. And not only that, Iran had said that they would dilute that uranium and sell it as something else. Okay, so we were making progress. We were making progress.
He said not only did he think that a deal was possible, but he said that Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner were effectively Israeli agents or Israeli assets. Just think about it.
And I showed you guys that video where Kushner used to have to sleep in the basement so Bibi could stay at his house. Remember, he went to school in Philly. This one right here, this dude, he went to school in the U.S. and he was friends. And he used to stay at Kushner's house when Kushner was a kid. I showed you that history, y'all.
That Israeli assets. These are the two principal advisors to President Trump dealing with the question of whether or not we should go to war with Iran. And of course, you have other people like Senator Lindsey Graham, who by his own admission is coaching Prime Minister Netanyahu on how he can coax President Trump into going to war against Iran.
Bingo. Did y'all hear that? I need y'all to hit the like. Hit the like for your girl. I got over 400 people in this room. Come on, y'all. I'm not asking for a cash app, super chat, super sticker, just the like. I got to run this back. I got to run this back. Did y'all hear that? Let's go.
Coaching Prime Minister Netanyahu on how he can coax President Trump into going to war against Iran.
I told y'all Bibi was a liar. I told y'all. And this guy was coaching him to go and lie to Trump. This is a war of choice. Y'all gonna believe me.
He said not only did he think that a deal was possible, but he said that Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner were effectively Israeli agents or Israeli assets. Just think about that. Israeli assets. These are the two principal advisors to President Trump dealing with the question of whether or not we should go to war with Iran. And of course, you have other people like Senator Lindsey Graham, who by his own admission is coaching Prime Minister Netanyahu on how he can coax President Trump into going to war against Iran. Just think about that. It is hard to believe. The United States is supposed to be a sovereign country. It's one of the most powerful states in the history of the world. It's clearly the most powerful state on the planet today. And here we have a situation where a foreign country, Israel, and its allies here in the United States are able to lead us into a war.
Bingo. And that's what the other presidents was not willing to do. Donald Trump was dumb enough. Dumb enough. Now look where we at.
That by almost all accounts is going to end up in a disastrous ending.
It's April 6, 2026. Here's what you need to know. Trump just wrapped one of the most unhinged press conferences of all time. He threatened further war crimes in Iran, claimed Iranian people are begging him to bomb their own infrastructure, and said they'd be willing to suffer through it, took credit for taking out Osama bin Laden, threatened to arrest members of the press for reporting information about the downed American pilot, and declared that God supports the United States' military actions in Iran. Trump said that there may be a complete demolition of Iran by 12 tomorrow night. That's a direct quote, by the way. Earlier this morning at the White House Easter egg hunt, Trump told reporters that Iranian people actually love being bombed, that they're most unhappy when the explosions stop.
Do y'all hear all of the stuff that he said today? If this is not unhinged, I don't know what unhinged is.
Asked if he'd continue the war if Iran does not meet his demands, Trump said the answer is yes, but told reporters they'd have to, quote, watch. When pressed on why we're still at war if Iran has been obliterated, he shrugged it off and said they just got lucky a few times.
They just got lucky a few times. No, they've been planning for this day, for this time, forever, for decades. That's why.
Also revealed that he sent guns to an unnamed group that was supposed to help fight Iran, and they ended up keeping the weapons. He's now threatening that group.
I showed you guys that yesterday. He gave weapons to a group of protesters.
Too. And on top of everything else, he said he wants to keep Iran's oil. And at one point, he forgot that Melania was standing directly next to him. Now to diplomacy, or the lack of it. Iran has officially rejected any ceasefire, sending back a 10-point counterproposal demanding a permanent.
You see why they're treating Trump like he's the biggest joke alive?
End to the war, full sanctions relief, reconstruction report, security guarantees for its regional allies, and permanent control of the Strait of Hormuz. Iran is...
Yes, EJ, you said Trump ought to have a mental evaluation. He definitely needs one.
Not negotiating within Trump's framework, and continues to rebuke Trump as he lies about talks. Last night, Axios reporter Barak Ravid published a story claiming the U.S. and Iran were close to a 45-day ceasefire deal, conveniently timed right before futures markets opened. By this morning, a White House official was already walking it back, saying it was just one of many ideas and that Trump hadn't signed off on anything. On the ground, U.S. and Israeli forces struck Iran's South Pars petrochemical complex, responsible for about 85% of Iran's petrochemical exports. Sharif University of Technology, known as Iran's MIT, was also hit, with labs, buildings, a mosque, and a data center all damaged or destroyed. Israel confirmed it killed the head of IRGC intelligence, Brigadier General Majid Kademi, and Israel is now waiting on U.S. authorization to begin striking Iran's energy facilities across the board with a coordinated target list. That's all for now. Spread the word.
Bingo. That, I'm telling you, gang, Russia just gave Iran a list, and that is in this video, okay?
And tune into the Midas Touch podcast for more. We'll keep reporting all day.
I just watched Donald Trump's insane press conference on the war in Iran, so you don't have to, and it was a disaster, his most unhinged one yet. When a New York Times reporter tried to ask him about possible war crimes that he committed, he said that their ratings are way down, circulation is down, and that they are fake news. He did not...
Everything is fake news when it's not good news.
Answer the question. Trump was also asked about him saying he wants to bomb Iran to the Stone Ages while simultaneously saying the war is winding down. Which one is it? He says, I can't tell you. I don't know. It depends on what they do.
You hear that? I can't tell you. I don't know. It depends on what they do. This is insane. This is insane. No exit plan, no strategy. We are in trouble.
Great. I'm so glad we have a plan. Then Donald Trump said that he's polling very highly in Venezuela, so he's going to go learn Spanish and run for president of the country. This is a very sane individual, right? A reporter asked him, does he believe that God supports what the United States is doing with Iran? He said,
you said this bias seems naive. No, I just don't like okay? If you're a liar, you're a thief, okay? And if you're a thief, if you steal, you what? Kill. That's what I believe in. I don't believe liars.
And yes, I do, because God is good. I don't think he's picked up.
Liars like Trump, they're dangerous. So I'm not being naive. I'm very smart.
The Bible recently. And finally, he threatened to jail a journalist for reporting on the war. All of this happened in one press conference. It was the most insane thing I've watched from Donald Trump throughout this war. And that's saying something, because there have been some pretty crazy moments.
But I just want to tell you, NATO treated us very badly, and you have to remember, because they'll be treating us badly again if we ever need them, and hopefully we're never going to need them. I don't think we will.
Listen to this. He says, oh, I was just asking them just to see what they'll do. Another lie. Who plays like that? Who plays like that?
Need them. I don't think they can do very much. I actually asked you. And, you know, we spend trillions of dollars on NATO, and when we need them, which we never do. We didn't need them here either. To be honest, I was really asking because I wanted to see what they do. We didn't. So I learned about NATO. NATO won't.
Did you hear that? I just wanted to see what they'll do. Like, who plays like that? We're talking about the president. Like, we're not talking about some kids at a playground.
Be there if we ever have the big one. You know what I mean by the big one. We ever have the big one. Hopefully we won't. Relationships very good with the big one. Better than with NATO. But they won't be there. And we spend billions, you know.
President Trump, is this a big one? This is an image of the 9/11 memorial in New York City. I mean no disrespect by evoking this image. I had ashes from the towers in my windowsills miles away in Brooklyn. On September 12th, 2001, just one day after the 9/11 attacks, NATO evoked Article 5 for the first and only time in its history, declaring the attack on the United States as an attack against all members. This is the collective defense that Trump has repeatedly denied. NATO countries immediately supported the U.S. and came to our defense.
Exactly. And here's the thing. You didn't consult them before you struck. You listened to your son-in-law and you listened to Bibi, okay? So why ask for help? You didn't consult our allies before going in.
3,000 people were killed in New York City, Washington, D.C., and on United Flight 93. Following this, NATO launched its first anti-terror operation, Active Endeavor, to patrol the Mediterranean and provide concrete support to the U.S.
He said NATO was never there for us. I'm giving y'all proof. This man is a goddamn liar. NATO was there for us. 9/11 proves it. I'm not okay with a liar.
About 1,200 non-U.S. NATO troops died in Afghanistan.
And just so you understand, the people of Venezuela, they say if I ran for president of Venezuela, I'm polling higher than.
He just sat up there and lied on NATO. He's a liar.
And anybody has ever polled in Venezuela. So after I'm finished with this, I can go to Venezuela. I will quickly learn Spanish. It won't take too long. I'm good at language. And I will go to Venezuela. I'm going to run for president. But we're very happy with the president-elect that we have right now. The people that are running it. If you remember Bush.
Your messaging on the war has moved from the war is coming to an end to war going to be bombing Iran to the Stone Ages. Right. And we've heard a range of those kind of messages. So which is it? Are you winding this down or are you escalating?
I can't tell you. I don't know. I can't tell you.
He don't know. He don't know what the hell he's doing from hour to hour, minute to minute. And again, I'm going to say this again. They're soldiers, thousands of them. And he's playing with their lives. This is not okay.
Depends what they do. This is a critical period. They have a period of, well, till tomorrow at 8 o'clock. I gave them an extension. They asked for an extension of 7 days, right? I said, Steve, give them 10 days. 10 days is up actually today, so I gave them 11, I guess, indirectly. I thought it was inappropriate.
I have showed you guys in many ways that this was a war of choice. Many ways I've showed you. Every time I come on, I try to show you guys that this was a war of choice. This was so unnecessary.
The day after Easter, I want to be a nice person. They have till tomorrow. Now we'll see what happens. I can tell you they're negotiating, we think, in good faith. We're going to find out. We're getting the help of some incredible countries that want this to be ended because it affects them all.
They're not getting help. What the other countries are doing is they're going straight to Iran and making deals like China just did.
So a lot of people are affected by this, but we're giving them till tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern time, and after that,
I guarantee you guys it'll be another extension. He's going to come on here, tell another lie, and act like they talked, and it'll be another extension.
They're going to have no bridges. They're going to have no power plants. Stone Ages, yeah. Stone Ages.
We have some news right now. Iranian embassies
across the world are actively trolling Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth following today's press conference in which Donald Trump made many unhinged remarks regarding the war. This is Iran's embassy in Kenya saying the strait is opened, and then referring to a video where you can hear Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, farting in, quote, 4K. This post is from the Iranian embassy in South Africa, where
they've been trolling these two all day.
Have Donald Trump saying, quote, "We won," as you see planes destroyed in the background, referring to the fact that multiple American aircraft were taken down by Iranian air.
I showed you guys 2 days ago, Iran is still at 50%. They are not out of military supplies, weapons. They're not out of, they're at 50% still. And he told us he obliterated. They didn't have anything.
Defense. This is from the embassy in Pakistan saying, Mr. DJ Trump's press address today was a great case study of cognitive fallacies committed by mankind during history. He's suffering from hubris disease, a tragic flaw that drags the king into deep quagmire. The antagonist is BNY, not Iran. And then you have a key cognitive fallacies graph. While Donald Trump claims that the Iranian government is negotiating and wants a deal, online, it's the complete opposite. Let me know what you think. Spread the word. Follow for more.
Let's be honest here. We've already spent $40 billion in the war in Iraq.
$40 billion, Diamond Gang. $40 billion. And he's asking for more.
Iran. The Iraq war with shifting objectives cost us $2 trillion. To make this human and to make it local for what Scott would know, the entire budget of the state of Kentucky is $40 billion. We'd be able to feed every single hungry kid in Kentucky significant times over with that money. We would have been able to rebuild the Eastern Kentucky flooding 28 times over. You could go all the way down the list. The addiction program in Kentucky would be paid 1,300 times over with the money we've already spent. We know what happened in Iraq. We can't have it happen again in Iran.
He just keeps saying he's winning. How are you winning, Mr. President, when you've got a more hardline regime?
That part. And I've went over this 1,000 times. When you unalive their leaders, they just become more hardline. There is no stop button with them. You're taking out all their leaders. There's nobody to tell them to stop. So they become more hardline and more dangerous. That's it. That's all. More cutthroat, more ruthless.
When Iran is still firing ballistic missiles at all our allies and actually projecting power.
Still firing ballistic missiles. They're at 50%, Diamond Gang.
More violently and effectively than they ever were before you started this war. How are you winning when oil has doubled? How are you winning when they've closed the Strait of Hormuz that was open before you started this conflict? How are you winning when you have to beg our biggest adversary in the world, China, for help reopening the strait? That does not sound like winning to me at all.
Here is the bottom line for me. The bottom line is we have spent over 20 years, $5 to $8 trillion, 7,000 American lives in what is now an endless cycle of conflict in the Middle East. And Americans are over it. I'm over it.
That's where I'm at, Diamond Gang. I'm over it. I am over it. I can't see it no other way.
We have to find a way to extract ourselves from the cycle of endless conflict. Now, let's not be confused here. That doesn't mean that we don't keep ourselves safe, that we aren't strong and willing to use force when our adversaries threaten Americans or American interests. But that was not the case here, right?
Bingo. That was not the case here. There was no threat. There was no intimate threat at all.
This president and the administration completely failed to show an imminent threat. In fact, they have actually come out recently in the last couple of weeks and admitted that there is no imminent threat, that this was a long-term play by the president, and it's got to end, right? Americans are over this perpetual state of conflict when they can't afford rent, they can't afford their mortgage, they can't afford groceries. We have to end this cycle.
So I'm alarmed when I see the Chief of Staff of the Army, General Randy George, with his multiple combat tours. And
again, let's get into who Pete Hegseth got rid of. In the middle of a war, you do a purge.
Purple Heart and experience getting fired in the middle of a ground combat campaign. Now, most of it, I think, was Hegseth and his compadres up there are basically eradicating DEI. You know, we got 18% of the armed forces are women, 31% are minorities, and Hegseth is trying to fire the black, brown women senior officers. So we don't have very good leadership in national security.
President, you called yesterday in your Truth Social, you called the Iranians crazy bastards.
Listen to him, Diamond Gang. Deranged.
What is your response to critics who say that...
I don't care about critics.
What is your response to critics who say that it is your mental health that should perhaps be examined as this war continues?
I haven't heard that, but...
He's heard it. He's heard it.
If that's the case, you're going to have more people like me, because our country was being...
This is a man that preached no new wars. Now look at him.
ripped off on trade, on everything for many years until I came along. So if that's the case, you're going to have more people. We have a plan, because of the power of our military, where every bridge in Iran will be decimated.
Y'all hear that? He's threatening war crimes, out and out, just brazen, just brave, just doing what he want to do.
By 12 o'clock tomorrow night, where every power plant in Iran will be out of business, burning, exploding, and never to be used again. I mean, complete demolition by 12 o'clock. And it'll happen over a period of 4 hours if we wanted to. We don't want that to happen. We may even get involved with helping them rebuild their nation. And you know what?
This is what I'm saying. And that's what they're asking for. So when they ask for reparations, right? Why couldn't they discuss or agree on, what they would be willing to do? This is where I don't understand. Why are they not talking about this?
But if that's the case, the last thing we want to do is start with power plants, which are among the most expensive thing, and bridges. You saw the bridge one. We were
I think he's starting to fold. He's starting to fold. He was not talking this, help them rebuild stuff. Today was the first time I seen him say something like this. He's starting to fold. So there may be hope.
Very close to a deal. And then I got a call from Mr. Witkoff, Mr. Kushner, and JD saying, I think they're breaking the deal. I said, tell them that's okay.
He keep listening to these clowns. This is insane. I just showed y'all those two are responsible.
Okay, don't worry about it. But tell them to look out their window and watch. And within 45 minutes, I gave the order to knock out.
Iran has said on multiple occasions they do not trust those two. I thought he was going to get J.D. Vance in there. Where is he at?
The biggest bridge. I gave the order, knock out the biggest bridge in, I believe, the Middle East, but the biggest bridge in Iran. And within 10 minutes after I gave that order, that bridge was...
It wasn't the biggest bridge. I confirmed that 2 days ago. It wasn't.
Was over. So do I want to do that? No. Do I want to destroy their infrastructure? No. It will take them 100 years to rebuild. Right now, if we left today...
Here's the deal, Diamond Gang. If he does it, it's still not going to open up the straits. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. He's at a lose-lose. At a lose-lose. So he's going to have to bend. He's going to have to fold.
It would take them 20 years to rebuild their country, and it would never be as good as it was. And the only way they're going to be able to rebuild their country is to utilize the genius of the United States of America.
You said glory be to God.
That's not true when they're charging $2 million a pop for a ship to pass through the straits. That's not true.
In this conflict, do you believe that God supports the United States actions?
I do, because God is good, because God is good, and God wants to see people taken care of.
They got to stop this. They got to stop this right here.
If God doesn't like what's happening, I don't like what's happening. Everyone says I don't enjoy this. I don't enjoy it. These two guys don't enjoy it. You know, people say, "Oh boy, they're so tough." They don't like. I don't like seeing people killed. I've ended 8 wars. Nobody's ever done it.
Here we go, lying again. Here we go. He ended 8 wars, y'all. This is sad.
The person who won the Nobel Prize came to me and said, "You deserve the Nobel Prize." She announced that when they announced. They said,
Diving gang, I gotta laugh to keep from crying. This is pathetic.
Maria, she's a great person, really a good person. She said, no, this is ridiculous. They gave me the Nobel Prize. President Trump ended 8 wars. I could go over every one of them, including India and Pakistan.
Just like he unalived Osama bin Laden. This is crazy.
Trump said today Iran has until 8 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow to make a deal to end the war and give up their pursuit of nuclear weapons. If there is no deal by 8 p.m. tomorrow, he is going to destroy all their bridges, all their electrical power plants, the entire country, he said. It'll be the end of Iran.
Diamond Gang, could y'all do me a favor? I'm at 143. Can y'all get me to 200 likes, please? And thank you. I appreciate it.
So this is incredibly serious because he's talking about the Iranian people here. This would destroy the Iranian people. This would create a humanitarian
Thank you, whoever hit the like. Thank you so much.
crisis like we've never seen before. This is millions and millions of people in Iran that he is threatening now. So I don't know how he expects anyone to rise up and side with the United States when he's threatening all of them. So this is incredibly serious. His press conference was so unhinged. There were so many instances where it was just so batshit crazy. I can't believe it was even allowed to continue. We have Democrats in Congress calling for the 25th to be invoked. Where are the Republicans?
They're scared of him. I showed y'all that the other day. They're scared to death of him to say anything to him.
Are enabling this. They need to step forward and speak up and do something, because if he goes forward with this will be something that will be a dark stain on this country for generations. And this will be something that will be so horrifically bad.
We will be known as the biggest losers.
The world will never forget. We have to do something. Speak up. Tell us what you think in the comments. Like, share, spread the word, follow, subscribe, and I'll see you back here for the 411.
Iran is now threatening to shut down the Bab-el-Mandeb Strait.
Now remember, Diamond Gang, I showed you guys that when the I can't think of it, the Houthis, when they joined, they were thinking about closing that off, and I think that's going to be their next play. They're going to shut down the other side of the sea. They're going to do it. I believe it. That's going to be their next power play.
Where 12 to 14% of all global trade passes through, as well as 5% of global oil. A top advisor to the Supreme Leader essentially said they're going to do the exact same thing with this strait as they did to the
Bingo, the Red Sea. We talked about this last week, okay? And they were thinking about it then. I believe that if Trump does this, they're going to block the other side. I just do. I believe that's going to be their next play.
Strait of Hormuz. The Bab-el-Mandeb connects the Red Sea to the Gulf of Aden, and with the Strait of Hormuz being closed already, its importance has significantly increased. Here's what a former Iranian foreign minister had to say about the Bab-el-Mandeb. If the White House dares to repeat its foolish mistakes, it will soon realize the flow of global energy and trade can be disrupted with a single move.
Hey, they do that. I'm telling you, Diamond Gang, just spend wisely. Just be careful. We're headed for a deep, dark recession.
Normal levels of trade going through the strait reach up to 14%, but recent reports as of April 2026 indicate roughly 12% of all global trade, excluding oil, and about 10% of total seaborne trade typically use this route. Additionally, about 25 to 30% of global container trade typically passes through the strait on its way to and from the Suez Canal, in addition to 5% of global oil trade. If they go through with this, it will cause a ripple effect throughout the entire global economy.
You said, of course they will. It's their right. I think they are. I really do. I do. I can't see how Hey, Bronze Glow. All right, let's go. This is why past presidents didn't do anything this stupid. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to just call you O. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Denise, hi. I believe what you're saying. Oh, I believe what you're saying.
Shipping delays, rising costs, and even shortages can happen all at once.
This is breaking news. Some Iranians received text messages saying if the United States...
This is the list. This is the list that I was telling you about that Russia gave Iran. So if Trump decides to do this, this is what Iran will hit. Okay, let's get it.
Strikes Iran on Tuesday. These 5 sites will be targeted.
It says an Israel oil refinery, ExxonMobil and Chevron gas facility, natural oil company. I don't know what this is, a petrochemical complex, and another petrochemical complex in Kuwait. So those are the targets. If Trump does this, Russia gave Iran this list right here to hit in Israel. Okay? All right, let's go.
Includes an Israeli oil refinery in Haifa, the ExxonMobil and Chevron gas facilities in the UAE, Abu Dhabi National Oil Company, as well as petrochemical complexes in Bahrain and Kuwait.
Iran has just responded to Donald Trump, and it's not good. This is coming from Iran's parliament speaker who says, quote, "Your reckless moves are dragging the United States into a living hell for every single family. And our whole region is going to burn because you..."
And this right here, this is their win, okay? To have us like in a clutch globally, this is a win for Iran. They don't feel like they're losing. This is their win.
Insist on following Netanyahu's command, adding, "Make no mistake, you won't gain anything through war crimes. The only real solution is respecting the rights of the Iranian people and ending this dangerous game." He's referring to the fact that Donald Trump in his message did mention that he's going to hit bridges and power plants inside of Iran. Hitting power plants that are for civilians, that is a war crime. We also heard from the former Iranian foreign minister who said in a statement, "If the White House repeats its foolish mistakes, it will quickly realize that the flow of energy and global trade can be disrupted with a single signal." He went further by saying, while the United States has learned history from Iran, it is yet to learn the geography of power, referring to the fact that when it comes to the Strait of Hormuz, it being shut down for an extremely long time will definitely screw up the world economy. We're already seeing it now.
And that is a win for them all day. They are winning right now.
Bottom line is, it doesn't look like Iran is going to be, by 8 p.m. on Tuesday, going to be negotiating with the United States.
Everyone, not only in our region, but also globally, including in the United States, recognize that this war is illegal.
Okay, this is Iran's foreign minister spokesperson, and he's going to say the war was illegal. So let's get into what he has to say.
This is a war imposed on a civilizational state for no reason. This is a war based on a lie that Iran is pursuing nuclear weapon, something that has never existed, a lie that there was an imminent threat on the part of Iran against the American people. That's simply untrue. They know that there was no such threat from Iran to the United States. The lie that they simply wanted to help the Iranian nation. Yes, they are helping Iranians with death and destruction. They killed in one single incident, as they call it. It was not an incident, it was a deliberate attack on elementary school in the city.
They believe it was deliberate. At first, we denied it and we blamed it on Israel. They said that it was a mistake. They believe it was deliberate.
Of Minat. The same day that they also targeted a sport hall in La Mer Fars, killing 21 persons. So in a matter of less than 1 hour, they slaughtered more than 200 innocent girls and boys. So these are the conduct of American administration. And
And you know what made us look super bad? When Pete Hegseth said all the rules was out the window with this one. You know, no rules. We're not following no rules.
I think these war crimes are recorded in the name of the United States people. I think the United States people do not favor, do not approve of these atrocities. They are against these atrocities.
Foreign Minister Arakshi, thank you so much for your time this morning, sir.
Listen, Diamond Gang, I showed y'all 2 weeks ago, they had him on a hit list. Israel did. We had to tell Israel to back off, okay? Because we won't have anyone to negotiate with.
I wanted to start with the news overnight that the U.S. has carried out a military strike on Harg Island. The President of the United States said that for reasons of decency, I have chosen not to wipe out all the oil infrastructure on the island. However, should Iran or anyone else do anything to interfere with the free and safe passage of ships through the Strait of Hormuz, I will...
Come on, Diamond Gang, hit the like for your girl, please. I need 30 more likes, please, and thank you.
Immediately reconsider this decision. Let me start by asking you about what has happened on Harg Island and what is Iran's response to these strikes.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I think our armed forces have already answered that.
Listen, I gave y'all a breakdown yesterday of their military. 920,000. That is their military. Active and reserve duty. So they said they're waiting. That's what they said.
They would retaliate if our oil and energy infrastructure are attacked. And they will attack any energy infrastructure in the region which belongs to an American company or an American company is a shareholder. So the reaction would be clear. Last night, they have attacked Hark Island and Abu Musa Island with, the artillery rocket system, HIMARS as they call it, which is a low-range rockets. And they have done it from the soil of our neighbors. And this is crystal clear that now they are using the territory of our neighbors to attack us by these kind of, rockets. And this is absolutely unacceptable.
Which neighbors, sir?
Well, the last night attacks were tracked by our forces, and now.
So listen real quick, Diamond Gang. They have active duty 610,000, reserve troop 350,000. Okay, so that's the total of the 960.
It is clear that they are fired from UAE, from two locations in the UAE, from in Ras Al Khaimah, and from a location very close to the city of Dubai. And it is very, dangerous that they use highly populated areas to launch, rockets against us. We would certainly retaliate, but we try to be careful not to attack any populated area.
All right, let me read this to you guys. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. All right, he said the rude rhetoric, arrogance, and baseless threats of the U.S. Delusional U.S. president is what he said. Arising from the deadlock he faced and aimed at justifying the repeated defense of the U.S. military. That will have no effect on the continuation of offense.
عملیات‌های تهاجمی و کوبنده رزمندگان
and crushing operations
اسلام علیه دشمنان آمریکا
by the fighters of Islam against U.S. and Israeli enemies
و صهیونیستی ندارد و نخواهد
and will not repair the humiliation of the United States in West Asia.
توانست بی‌آبرویی و تحقیر آمریکا در منطقه غرب آسیا را جبران کند.
Breaking news in Iran. Iran's foreign ministry has announced that the U.S. pilot rescue near Isfahan was most likely a cover or deception mission to...
Bingo. This is what I'm saying. I want to try to stay for this. So the ones that stayed in here, this is where Iran believes that we were over there to get the uranium. Okay. I don't know how they came up with this conclusion, but let's take a listen.
Seize Iran's stockpile of enriched uranium. Iran's foreign ministry spokesperson, Ismail Baghei, stated the possibility that this was a deception operation to steal enriched uranium should not be ignored at all. He pointed out the suspicious mismatch in locations. The downed pilot was claimed to be in a...
Listen, man, I don't believe this one. I'm sorry. They just said they did the dummy mission to rescue that second guy. Like, I can't see this. I just can't see this. I'm sorry.
Completely different province from far from Isfahan. While U.S. forces landed and operated south of Isfahan, right near the nuclear facility and underground tunnels where the Iran's 60% enriched uranium is believed to be stored. This makes a lot of sense.
No, it don't make sense because they was in that area. Do you know that you can't? That's a lot of work to get that uranium. You got to package it. Like, I can't see this. I'm sorry. He's saying it makes sense. It don't make sense to me, but let's go. Hit the like, y'all. Give me the 200.
Since they sent a lot of airplanes and helicopters to save one man. Officially, the United States lost 12 aircraft while trying to save this pilot. Yesterday, Donald Trump spoke to ABC's political correspondent, Rachel Scott.
All right, one more time. I'm going to take it back. No talking. This is crazy. I don't believe this. I don't believe this. All right.
سری در تداوم عملیات‌های تهاجمی و کوبنده رزمندگان اسلام علیه دشمنان آمریکایی و صهیونیستی ندارد و نخواهد توانست بی‌آبرویی و تحقیر آمریکا در منطقه غرب آسیا را جبران کند.
Breaking news in Iran. Iran's foreign ministry has announced that the U.S. pilot rescue near Isfahan was most likely a cover or deception mission to seize Iran's stockpile of enriched uranium. Iran's foreign ministry spokesperson, Ismail Baghei, stated the possibility that this was a deception operation to steal enriched uranium should not be ignored at all. He pointed out the suspicious mismatch in locations. The downed pilot was claimed to be in a completely different province from far from Isfahan. While U.S. forces landed and operated south of Isfahan, right near the nuclear facility and underground tunnels where the Iran's 60% enriched uranium is believed to be stored. This makes a lot of sense since they...
Who believes that when they went to rescue that pilot, that they tried to recover some of that uranium? I don't believe it. It's too much to get the uranium. They may have been around the stockpile. I don't believe that they removed it. Right, EJ, it won't be ending anytime soon. I don't believe it. Diamond Gang, please give me 15 more likes. Let's go.
Sent a lot of airplanes and helicopters to save one man. Officially, the United States lost 12 aircraft while trying to save this pilot. Yesterday, Donald Trump spoke to ABC's political correspondent, Rachel Scott, and told her the conflict should be...
Wait a minute. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Trump said nothing happened. Let's take it back. Let's go. He said no injuries.
Landed and operated south of Isfahan, right near the nuclear facility and underground tunnels where the Iran's 60% enriched uranium is believed to be stored. This makes a lot of sense since they sent a lot of airplanes and helicopters to save one man. Officially, the United States lost 12 aircraft while trying to save this pilot. Yesterday, Donald Trump spoke to ABC's political correspondent, Rachel Scott, and told her the conflict should be over in days, not weeks. But if no deal is made, he's blowing up the whole country with very little off the table. He said, and I quote, "If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, we're blowing up the whole country." He also said boots on the ground is not necessary, but he's not ruling it out. This guy talks genocidal, blowing up the whole country. Honestly, though, how...
I'm telling you guys, boots will be on the ground. 15. Come on, give me 15 more likes, y'all.
How does this help the Iranians that you promised to help and free? This is crazy talk. Yemen's Houthis claimed they pulled off a successful joint op with Iran and Hezbollah, hitting vital Israeli military sites in Eilat with missiles and drones as part of a fight against the Greater Israel Plan.
Yeah, and guess who they're getting help by? Russia. Look at all of those drones. They're attacking Israel with those drones with the help of Russia.
There have been widespread reports about a potential 45-day ceasefire in the Iran war over the last 12 hours, but Iran has rejected any ceasefires because they want this war to end with a future without any wars. Trump's threat yesterday of a Tuesday 8 p.m. deadline to open the strait shows he is dead serious about it. I guess we'll have to wait and see what he does next. He has threatened war crimes very openly in this threat. I hope he doesn't follow through with it. And Iran has responded to this 8 p.m. deadline tweet from Donald Trump. And they literally said, let me read this to you verbatim. This is from the Iran embassy in Zimbabwe. And they said, 8 p.m. is not that good. Could you change it to between 1 and 2 p.m. or if possible, 1 and 2 a.m.? Thank you for your attention to this important matter.
What? Oh my goodness.
These guys are trolling nonstop. I love these guys. They're funny.
So Iran is claiming that the U.S. pilot rescue mission was a deception, a cover for moving uranium and other sensitive materials. Iran.
All right, so we're going to listen to it again, but we're going to listen to it back from her perspective. 9 more likes, y'all. Come on.
Iran's head of energy management is suggesting that perhaps this was never a rescue mission at all. And there are a couple inconsistencies with the U.S.'s story. First, it was an overwhelming force for a one-man rescue mission. 2 C-130s, multiple helicopters, several of which were downed by Iranian fire, but we never heard about.
If you're going, I don't know. I've been out the military for a long time. But here's the thing. If you're in enemy territory, why would you not need that? They're making it seem like this is so unusual.
What happened to those pilots? Officials also say that the landing and rescue location didn't match where the downed F-15 was believed to be. The landing was, however, conveniently just miles away from the Isfahan nuclear facilities. Iran's foreign ministry spokesperson, Ismail Beghai, said that there are too many questions and uncertainties about the operation, adding that the area where the American pilot was claimed to be present in the Boyer Ahmed province is a long way from the area where they attempted to land or wanted to land their forces in central Iran. An Iranian scholar within the U.S. also raised doubts, suggesting that this was a failed heliborne insertion aimed at locating uranium within Iran.
Listen, Diamond Gang, who believes that? Put a 1 in the chat if you think that we were over there for that uranium. Please, put a 2 in the chat if you believe that this was a rescue operation. I don't know, y'all. You said, you think they were? Wisdom? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I'm confused. Okay, we got a lot of 1s. Oh, we got some 2s. I think they were really there to rescue that pilot. Oh, I know, Hunter. I don't know. I don't know what the hell to think, y'all. We were over there for BB. That's a fact. Y'all know I can't wait to get to the comment section. You said, girl, you don't know the U.S. I guess I don't. All right, let's go.
He also suggested that the recent dismissal of top U.S. generals may be related to this incident. He added that this may reflect internal resistance to such high-risk operations like this. Iran's enriched uranium has been a long-standing issue between these two countries. And this uranium theft allegation, whether true or...
Okay, I will. Somebody said, Nate said it's both. Leave it alone. All right, I will.
not, raises the stakes in the U.S.'s war on Iran.
Well, this war is going just swimmingly, isn't it? So the Jerusalem Post is reporting that Russia has provided Iran with a list of 55 Israeli energy targets.
See, he said 55. I only had a list of 5.
55. So the Russians have been giving intelligence to Iran since the beginning of this war, and now we're finding out that because Donald Trump said he was going to blow up all of their energy grid or energy projects in Iran, the Russians have then given the Iranians 55 targets to hit in Israel. There's also some loose reporting coming out of Pakistani intelligence that says that this new guard of leaders is actually more fanatical than the ones that we eliminated.
Bingo, didn't I tell y'all that? The regime is even more crazier now.
The younger ones who are more religious and are willing to go down defending the regime. All right, so to recap now, we launched a war in Iran that we don't know why we're in. 13 service members have lost their lives. Over 300 American service members have been injured, some severely. Trump keeps issuing threats. Iran is not negotiating. Apparently, we have now accidentally installed a more fanatical leadership in the country. Donald Trump has asked for $200 billion this year to fight the war and has asked for a record-breaking $1.5 trillion for the defense budget next year. And again, we apparently had all this money to do this, but we didn't have money to pay poor people to eat. It is absolutely no wonder that Donald Trump is now sitting in the mid-30s. The only of it for an approval rating. The only thing that blows me away is that some people still look at him and go, yeah, this is exactly what I want, which most people in the world are like, you guys are out of your mind. And luckily, most Americans also agree.
I agree with him. Let's go. Oh, I only need one more, please. Somebody hit that like. I got almost 500 people in here. One more like. One more like.
The big question tonight, is the war winding down or is it escalating? Today, President Trump said he didn't know because it depends on whether the Iranians reopen that key shipping lane by his deadline tomorrow. Meanwhile, overnight, Iranian drones hit a U.S. base in Kuwait, injuring 15 Americans. Senior White House correspondent Weijia Zhang now joins us from the White House North Lawn with what's next. Weijia, good evening.
Thank you, Diamond Gang. I'm at 205. I love y'all.
Good evening to you, Tony. President Trump is also demanding Iran make an agreement to end the war. The regime recently rejected a ceasefire proposal, but Trump says they are negotiating in good faith and warned failing to meet his terms will result in Iran being bombed back to the, quote, Stone Ages. President Trump warned Iran is running out of time.
We're giving them till tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern time.
I guarantee you guys, I will be on this same time tomorrow night. I guarantee you there'll be another extension and Trump is going to say that they were talking. It was good talks. Let's go.
And after that, they're going to have no bridges. They're going to have no power plants.
Trump defended the threat of attacking civilian infrastructure, claiming this about Iranians.
They would be willing to suffer that in order to have freedom. The Iranians have, and we've had.
You said, nah, they're done. All right, we're going to see about that, Colt. I can't wait to get to the comment section. We almost done.
Numerous intercepts. Please keep bombing.
In an open letter, more than 100 international law experts argue bombing power plants amount to potential war crimes. Trump said he's not concerned about that possibility.
No. I hope I don't have to do it. But again, I just said 47 years they've been negotiating with these people.
In a profane Easter morning social media post, Trump also had this message for Tehran. Open the expletive strait, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Iran continues to block safe passage for many oil tankers in the Strait of Hormuz, driving up gas prices here.
Somebody said tacos as usual.
At home, the national average now at $4.12 a gallon.
In order for Iran to successfully meet your deadline tomorrow, do they have to make a deal, open the strait, or both?
We have to have a deal that's acceptable to me. And part of that deal is going to be we want free traffic of oil.
Today, President Trump also criticized NATO once again for refusing to help secure the Strait of Hormuz, a topic that will surely come up when the alliance's Secretary General comes to the White House to meet with Trump on Wednesday. Tony?
You know, the big day. Weijia, thank you very much.
That's it, Diamond Gang. I'm going to come to the comment section, read some of y'all comments, and then I'm going to close out. Man, this was good. You said our boats don't cross, then your cars don't cross. Hey. You said, hold on, I got to start reading. Let me put, I can't, please try not to put those type of words in there. Okay, let's see. The first 5 years of a 3-week war is always then hardens. You can't cuss in here, man. Misspelled the cuss words. I would have put that up. You cannot cuss in here. Okay. Right. Hold on. Don't offend others in the chat. Everyone is welcome here. Thank you. And that is true. Even if your opinion is opposing to mass, you just can't be disrespectful, and I'll even read out your comments. I don't mind. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Thank you. You just hate what? You said host seemed like a nice person. I just hate the U.S. Yeah, this is crazy. It's crazy. It's getting crazy. All right, let me read a couple more of you guys' comments. Thank you so much. You said, what does bin Laden have anything to do with the Zionist 911? I don't know why Trump said he unalived bin Laden. I don't know why he told that lie. When I heard that, I just put my head down. I get secondhand embarrassment quick. Okay, you said, well, I must have confused another comment with yours, and I don't know. Okay. Oh, no, I can't put that one up. Come on, y'all. Y'all got to misspell words. Don't, for the P word, put pedo or use different words. I know y'all can do that. We're adults, right? Somebody said Trump is a liar. Somebody said taco as usual. You said, hold on, I don't care. Let the men have cold knees too. 95% of Congress support this. I don't think they do. I think a lot of them are scared to speak out. Somebody said bunch of drunks. Who? I got to delete this comment right here. Y'all got to learn how to misspell words or use another word for them, for what you want to say. Oh, no. Hold on. Hold on, gang. Okay, you said, wow, you are seriously proud. This is another one. Y'all got to stop with that. Use a different word. I got to delete this. I'm going to get up out of here because there's most of these comments I can't even read. Ireland should be ashamed of themselves for having men wearing skirts for centuries. Oh, no. 1.5 trillion and rightfully so. I guess. Another comment I gotta delete. Y'all gotta stop. Let me see. Okay, I could put this one up. I'm not advocating for the actions of a IRGC the same way I don't advocate for the U.S. military. Oh, I really like you. I really, really like you. And I like your comments. And I hope that you're still in here. And I pray that you come back. I really do. I enjoy your comments. Okay, somebody said nobody in Trump's family is getting wounded or killed, but he's lining his pockets. This is what I say. Okay? If you're in that age bracket and you feel so strongly, go and sign up. That's how I feel. Show us what you got. Don't just talk the talk, walk it. That's where I'm at with it. Let's see. USA been infiltrated. Let's see. Yeah, I gotta stop using these words, man. I'm proud of my country and my president. Okay, another one. I'm just zapping y'all. I feel so bad for my mods. I love them all, but there be so many people in here, it's hard to catch them. Yes, I believe that Israel is the culprit in this war. I did show you guys about maybe close to 2 weeks ago. He is known to lie and have other countries in a bunch of mess behind his lies. But it is what it is. We are here now. Let's just pray that we exit sooner than later. To me, I feel like this is another forever war. You can't. Let me see what you say. I want to put this up. Yup. This right here. Kushner was actually pushing for the war in Iran. Trump's son-in-law. I showed that. I don't know if you're just now coming in. Kushner is for anything Israel wants. Listen, Dr. Squeak, I showed the video the other day. The video showed where when Kushner was a kid, Bibi used to stay the night at his house. He's been around them all his life. He's so tired, and he has business ties with Israel and other countries, the Middle East altogether. It's just insane. Somebody said, what person in their right mind would want to serve under Pete and Trump? Pete is out of... Hey, you're here. Kushner is not elected by anyone either. I know. It's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. Listen. Please, gang. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Keep your notifications on. I normally go live anywhere between 8 and 9 p.m. But for some reason, I'm liking this late night crowd. So guess what? I think I might be changing my slot. I love this night crowd. I love it. So please, keep your notifications on. You know, guys, I will be back. I want to see what Trump's going to do. So I'm going to be watching this all day tomorrow, nonstop. So make sure y'all keep y'all notifications on. Subscribe to the channel. Shouts out to my subscribers. Shouts out to my new subscribers. And most importantly, shouts out to my moderators. Y'all do a hell of a job. I love y'all. And I got the best mods around. All right, Diamond Gang. With that being said, I'm out. Everybody, have a good night. It's almost 1:30 here where I'm from. So I'm in Pennsylvania. All right, y'all. I'm out.
It's your under degrees. Sip on me. I'll pour it hot, so hot. I'll pour it sweet, so sweet. Spilling his tea, spilling and sipping his tea, spilling and sipping his tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's Yolanda the Great, feeling great, spilling tea. Have a seat and join me. Sip some tea, unwind with me. Let's grab a snack and talk some smack. I'm your girl, I got your back. I got the news, I got the views. I bet you can't wait, I know you can't wait to sip this tea. Sip this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping 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 this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's your line of degree, shining bright. Set the stage, Hollywood dreams, red carpet scenes, glitter and glow, the secrets I know. Drama with flair, I serve it rare. I got the scoop, I got the proof. I know you can't wait, so come and escape and sip this tea. Sip with me, spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling this tea.